The system is the backing of Qin Tian. So, Qin Tian, who should have been confined by time with other people, became a beneficiary of this ability at this time. Time stood still for an hour. The whole world returned to normal, except for Qin Tian and Su Chun, who was far away in Yinjing. No one knew what had happened. Because at this time, whether you are a soldier, a rich star, a beauty, or a cultivator, memories stay before time stands still. In other words, this hour of static time does not exist for them. Nothing unusual happened in the world because of this hour. Of course, in this world, is there any other system owner who can resist this force? Qin Tian doesn't know either. He only knows that this world is so weird. Now that even time is still, it is so special. What else is impossible? The world is back to normal. Changdong Police Station is no exception. Their words are still those words, and their movements are perfectly connected to the previous ones, without any pause. I didn't feel anything wrong. Yi Xian was released from prison. This is an unchangeable fact. But in this matter, even the military can't violate the rules too much. So Yi Xian's criminal law can only be changed to probation. Let Yi Xian find evidence to remove the suspicion during the probation period. For this result, Yi Xian is certainly acceptable. 7 o'clock in the evening. Lishan Villa. Living room. Because time still couldn't affect him, Qin Tian also temporarily put this matter behind his head. When I went to Jiangqing this time, Qin Tian stayed for 9 days in total. During this period, Qin Tian exchanged a new Jinqi pill midway because the power of the last Jinqi pill ended. In other words, his current villain value is still 5,800 points. President Qin, in refining Guban Peiyuan Dan, it is still more than 100 years away from the last two medicines of red ginseng and lingji. Refining Junqi pills is still short of the most important, heavenly spirit fruit. Looking at the message Dan Chunzi sent to himself, Qin Tian nodded slightly. Okay, I get it. The pill that Dan Chinzi refines basically has his own system, but also because of the existence of Dan Chinzi, Qin Tian knew how precious these pills in his system were. Take this solid pill for strengthening the foundation. The system price is 1,000 villains. That is 100 million. The pill that Dan Chunzi refined, although the cost of each one was only 30 million. But not only does it take time to find all kinds of genius treasures, but there is also a chance of failure. More importantly, Cheng Dan's quality is not as good as his own system. According to Dan Chinzi, the pill is the same as the level of cultivation, and it is divided into 4 grades: lower, middle, upper, and extreme. As long as Cheng Dan, even the low-grade Beif Bin Pei Yuan Dan can sell for 50 million. The medium grade is 100 million, the top grade is 200 million, and the top grade can even reach the price of 500 million. After all, this thing can eliminate body impurities. Theoretically, increasing the lifespan of 10 years is not a problem. For the top rich, 500 million will increase their lifespan by 10 years. Is that much? Not much at all. Therefore, the best of breed Pei Yuan Dan sold for 500 million, without any problems. As for the pill grade in the Qin Tian system, Dan Chinzi has seen that real chi pill of Qin Tian, and it is said that the finest is the perfect level above the top grade. Read more at hotmailnovel.xyz. The perfect level of Guban Pei Yuan pill can be sold for nearly 1 billion yuan in the cultivation world. As for the perfect Shenqi pill, that's even more a good thing that you can't even buy with money. Therefore, Qin Tian decided to train his subordinates to use the pill made by Dan Chinzi. The system pill that needs to be purchased by the villain is reserved for use by yourself or the people closest to you. After all, in theory, villain value is much more valuable than money. The most valuable things, of course, should be used sparingly. Jingle bell. The telephone rang suddenly, interrupting Qin Tian's thoughts. Hey, husband. As soon as the call was connected, Gu Qingqing's charming voice came. Qin Tian heard the words and smiled playfully. What? Is calcium oxide deficient again? You hate. Gu Qingqing groaned. I just heard that you were back. I just called to greet you. Really? I said I would come to you later. It seems unnecessary. You, okay. I was wrong, okay? You know my physique. You have been in Jiangqing for almost 10 days. Gu Qingqing's tone was full of complaints. Born to be charming. And it needs men more than ordinary women. At first, Qin Tian didn't believe that there would be such a physique either. But Gu Qingqing really is. So in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, an hour later, a 5-star hotel? By the way, you really don't remember who gave you the unfeeling Gu? Qin Tian hugged the lazy Gu Qingqing and asked with a pleasant expression. Obviously this kind of physique, but it happened to be in this kind of Gu that needs to be forbidden from bathing. There is no deep hatred. It must be impossible to do such a thing. Hearing Qin Tian's questioning, Gu Qingqing shook his head slightly. I don't remember. I only know that this is already the case when I remember. Really? That's a bit troublesome. What's happening? I also said that I will avenge you. It seems that there is no hope now. Vengeance? What revenge? I am already very happy if you have this heart. Gu Qingqing happily drilled into Qin Tian's arms. Qin Tian also tightened his arms with great enjoyment. This woman is really, very good. By the way, how do I feel that when you came back from Jiangqing this time, you have become even more powerful? Gu Qingqing spoke suddenly. Dragon Tiger pill was eaten the day before Qin Tian went to Jiangqing. As far as the current situation is concerned, only Mu Dai felt it at noon. So Gu Qingqing, this is the first time. Don't worry about it anyway, just enjoy it. Qin Tian smiled evilly, then suddenly turned around. He stayed in Jiangqing for nearly 10 days, during which time he was also panicked. So we must have a good fight tonight. It's just that even Qin Tian didn't expect that at 12 o'clock in the morning, that time stopped and came again. This time Qin Tian deliberately calculated the time, and the duration was exactly 1 hour. Fortunately, at this point in time, he and Gu Qingqing were just chatting, and there was no other special behavior. Otherwise do it halfway and stop suddenly? It's so embarrassing to think about it. This time because the stop time is night. So Qin Tian did nothing. Just lay quietly and rested for an hour. No words for a night. At 10 o'clock the next morning, Qin Tian was awakened by a ring of telephone. He answered the phone in a daze. Hey, Uncle Qin. Su Yanran's happy voice passed into Qin Tian's ears. Because 5-star hotels are relatively soundproof, the hotel rooms are relatively quiet. So Gu Qingqing, who woke up, also heard the sound from the earpiece. That girl from the Su family? Okay. Qin Tian nodded slightly. Su Yatu, are you looking for something to do with me? Hearing this, Su Yanran, who was originally cheerful, was stunned. Qin, Uncle Qin, is there someone next to you? Well, it's the one you saw last time. Aunt Gu. Auntie, am I so old? Gu Qingqing said in an angry voice. Women, especially beautiful women, don't like others calling themselves aunts. Gu Qingqing is certainly no exception. Qin Tian couldn't help laughing and comforting. Ha ha ha, seniority, it's almost the same. Listening to a man and a woman flirting on the phone. Even though Su Yanran had already made preparations, her mood had fallen to the bottom at this time. Uncle Qin, I wanted to invite you to watch a movie tonight, but I think you should be out of time tonight. Watching a movie? How many people? Just the two of us? Just the two of us? Qin Tian was taken aback for a moment, and then he smiled. Are you a date? If it's a date, I will be free. After Su Guofu's reminder last time, Su Yanran also had no psychological burden, but she had never tried this kind of initiative. So after returning, she made many days of preparation. Yesterday I heard that Qin Tian had returned to Tumin, and she had insomnia for another night. Only then gathered the courage to take the initiative to make an appointment with Qin Tian. Only when I made this call and heard Gu Qingqing's voice, she was struck by lightning. She is a highly educated person, and there is no shortage of money at home, so she is not the kind of woman who can sell herself for the sake of men's looks and money. But when she thought of what Su Guofu said to herself, she forcibly suppressed this uncomfortable feeling. She had no hope anymore. But when Qin Tian asked her a few people to go to the movie, her face turned red. Now Qin Tian still directly says whether it counts as a date? How can she stand it? Me. Su Yanran faltered and couldn't speak. She at this moment. The face is like a ripe apple, and anyone who sees it has the urge to take a bite. Haha, kidding you. Qin Tian smiled and eased Su Yanran's embarrassment. You can send me the time and place where the movie started, and I will come to you at night. Huh? Well, okay. See you tonight? See you tonight. After hanging up the phone, Su Yanran still didn't respond. Is this a successful appointment? No way. Didn't you say anything? But when he was so obvious just now, Uncle Qin should already know that he likes him, right? In this case, what should I talk to him at night? Su Yanran was in a state of confusion for a while. She had prepared a speech before, but now she can't remember it at all? But Qin Tian on the other end of the phone raised the corner of his mouth. The 87% favorability rating is really no joke. Has an iceberg president like Su Yanran started to take the initiative to make appointments? Hey, aren't you? Don't even let your niece go? Gu Qingqing, lying in his arms, pretended to be surprised. When she first saw Su Yanran, she had already noticed something. I just haven't said it. Now they are calling in front of her. If she doesn't say anything, it doesn't seem to be too appropriate. Qin Tian didn't reply when he heard the words. What niece? I have no relations with her. Yes, all you have to say is reasonable anyway. It was originally. Qin Tian curled his mouth while putting on clothes, while throwing Gu Qingqing's Chong Sam to her. Just when the two got dressed and ready to leave the hotel, Qin Shiji called again. Hey Dad. Talk about it. Read more at hotfulnovel.xyz. Aren't you in the villa? I told you about borrowing a car last time. Qin Shiji, who came from Mr. Qin's side, asked tentatively while holding Bugatti's car key. He originally wanted to stay in Jiangxing to solve Lin Yi's affairs. As a result, after seeing Lin Yi intact that day, he also returned to Tumin early. However, if Qin Tian is not there, he can only follow Qin Tian's instructions to live with Mr. Qin. Oh, that's it? You can drive away? Qin Tian said casually. Remember, just don't cause trouble for me. Well, I know, thank you Dad. Qin Shiji thanked excitedly. Qin Shiji was actually a little confused about his father's recent abnormal behavior. Playing sports cars, playing piano, betting on rocks. I even heard that Su Jingyang, Su Yanran's father, was saved. These special skills, his father used to be, but he can still understand all of these. After all, the old man of the Qin family had told him that his father was guided by an expert. It's normal to look young now and learn things fast. But after returning, Qin Tian didn't scold him unexpectedly. This made him somewhat incomprehensible. Why doesn't my father scold myself? Qin Shiji couldn't help but mutter. It was Wei Qingbin who hit someone that day, but the cause was not caused by the racing with Wei Qingbin. But after learning the truth of the matter, Qin Tian did not scold him, and did not say a word after returning. This makes him feel a little unreasonable. Forget it. Anyway, if Dad doesn't scold himself, it's a good thing for him. Why do you think so much? Qin Shiji couldn't help muttering in his heart, and hurriedly took the car key to the villa's underground garage. After opening the car door, Bugatti's cockpit, like a future battleship, quickly put all doubts behind him. Only care about things that have a greater impact on you. Other issues are not important. In this way, in addition to Qin Shiji, there are also Chen Yang and his son who are far away in Jiangxing.
Especially Chen Yang.
Although he doesn't know why Qin Tian knows King Yangzong. I don't know why Qin Tian knew about his parents back then, but to him, the news of his mother is more important than anything else. That's why he will not ask why Qin Tian knows this. Therefore, Chen Yang, who should have been messing around in the city, turned into a master inexplicably due to bad weather. Embarked on the road of revenge ahead of time. Son, with your current strength, you can't find someone from the Qingyang sect. Seeing his son become reticent, Chen Xiaotian was very dead in his heart. Qin Tian, but only in the late congenital period, he is helpless now. Even Qin Tian's men can't beat. What can he stop? Hearing what Chen Xiaotian said, Chen Yang took a deep breath. Don't worry, Dad. I know what to do. Ugh. Chen Xiaotian sighed helplessly. Chen Yang is not stupid. Of course he would not go head-to-head with Qingyang sect. But even so, Chen Xiaotian is still very worried. Because he knows how terrible these hidden Sejong gates are. With Chen Yang now wanting to fight against King Yangzong, it's a dead end at all. However, things have developed to the point where he can only do anything in the late congenital period. You can only take one step at a time. At the same time, Yi Xian, who had just been released from prison in Tumin, was driving to Qin Tian's Lishan villa. Getting into the game by Qin Tian, he was very puzzled. You know, he attacked Qin's system at the time, one of which was because he believed in his instincts. Another is because I believe in Su Bin's ability. But later, his instinct was right. But Su Bin kneeled? Can you kneel even with Su Bin's ability? This is simply unreasonable. Then one step was wrong. All actions were led by Qin Tian. Therefore, in order to clarify the truth of the matter, he must go to see Qin Tian. While thinking, Yi Xian's Audi had stopped at the door of Lishan Villa. He put his head out of the car window and looked at the security guard at the door of the villa. Hello, my name is Yi Xian. Please inform your boss and say I want to see him. Because the security had already given Qin Tian's warning, there was no dog's eyes to look down on people. Pressed the intercom directly and reported the situation at the door. Soon Yi Xian came to Lishan Villa. After the car stopped steadily, under the leadership of Steward Feng, I saw Qin Tian who was in the staff restaurant of the villa and accompanied Qingqing for lunch. The restaurant is a staff restaurant, but the ingredients on the table are carefully selected steaks and tins of thousands of bottles of red wine. Food, beauty, wine. The daily life of a top rich man. Even Yi Xian looked envious when he saw this scene. But at this time, he didn't even have the mind to think about other issues. Yi Xian? Hee, it's really surprising. Would you like to sit down and eat together? Qin Tian gently turned the red wine glass in his hand and said with a playful expression on his face. No need. Yi Xian resolutely refused. I have no other meaning when I came here. I just want to ask President Qin 2 questions. What is the problem? Did Xiaoyu be taken away by you? And why did you count me? Did Xiaoyu be taken away by you? And why did you count me? Yi Xian bluntly raised these 2 questions to Qin Tian. After drinking with Lu Sudong at noon yesterday, Lu Sudong asked him to drive him back to the barracks in the evening. So last night, the mercenaries of them exchanged information together. During the time Yi Xian entered the detention center, Su Bin also visited him. But because in the detention center, many things are inconvenient to talk about. So Yi Xian didn't know many things. It was also last night when Su Bin told him that in order to save him, he had gone to the Yi family for help. Yi Xian was dumbfounded. Because Su Bin also told him that the Yi family's financial resources are stronger than that of the Qin family, and there are 4 masters like Qin Tian. Strong financial resources, plus 4 masters. With such a lineup, it is impossible to lose. But the result was still lost? And it was a terrible loss? Yi Xian couldn't believe it. But the facts are here. So he thought of Duan Xiaoyu, and immediately called Duan Xiaoyu. The phone is off. He contacted Zhang Lian again. Zhang Lian's phone number is also empty. Yi Xian was panicked, but his years of mercenary career still made him calm down quickly. Several people took this opportunity to conduct various analyses. I studied the details of Yi Xian's previous entry into prison. Then they determined that it was Qin Tian who was calculating Yi Xian. And the time Qin Tian calculated Yi Xian was earlier than the time they calculated Qin Tian. Yi Xian didn't understand. I don't understand why Qin Tian would start calculating him before Su Bin attacked Qin. So in order to avoid detours, he decided to ask Qin Tian in front of him. Hearing what Yi Xian said, the corner of Qin Tian's mouth raised. Brother Yi, things can be eaten, but you can't talk nonsense. Did Xiaoyu take me away for the time being? You asked me why I calculated you? I'm more curious about this. Isn't it because you calculated my Qin clan first? Mr. Qin, I don't have a bug on my body. If you don't believe me, you can let your people search me. Yi Xian answered the question and said with an unusually calm expression. The meaning of his sentence is obvious. That is, everyone is sensible. We know that people don't talk secretly, so might we be more honest? Qin Tian didn't have too many surprises when he heard this. Because the current Yi Xian, even if his luck is higher than his own, is no longer his opponent. You know, what is the most powerful ability of the protagonist of the King of Soldiers? It is nothing more than a strong combat power and a complex network of relationships. The relationship network is for him to use force, and the strong combat power is his bargaining chip to face the villain. The combat power he is proud of now doesn't work in front of him. If you want a normal life, you can only negotiate with yourself. Thinking of this, Qin Tian hesitated for a while, and then gave a look at the Steward Feng next to him. Steward Feng knew, and called 2 bodyguards to come and search Yi Xian. Although these bodyguards are not as powerful as Yi Xian, you can recognize various types of bugs just by looking at it. Read more at hotfulnovel.xyz. However, it is not difficult to find a bug with such a body search. Soon, the body search was over. Yi Xian really didn't bring anything this time? Well, since you were so honest, then I'll just say it straight. Qin Tian said lightly. Actually, when I first saw you, I felt that you were not easy. So I decided to let someone investigate you. I didn't expect you to let your men attack my Qin's network at this time. Hee. And then I can only fight against the general. What happened later is almost what you know. Qin Tian did not conceal either. What he said is half-truth. Because it was indeed the first time he met, he was hostile to him. It's just that the reason for this hostility is because of the system. Intuition? Yi Xian was stunned. Never expected Qin Tian would answer this way. But did he believe this answer? Because the real master does have the legendary sixth sense, just like himself. Okay. Thinking of this, Yi Xian took a deep breath. I understand. What else do you want to ask? Qin Tian kept a playful smile. Is it because I leave 2 men, the grievances between us can be wiped out? Ugh. Qin Tian raised his eyebrows and looked carefully at Yi Xian who was wearing sportswear in front of him. Are you trying to make peace with me? Yi Xian's chi luck value is still 2,900, which is higher than that of himself who has consumed his chi luck value. Such him, come to negotiate with himself? It's normal, but come to make peace with yourself? Unusual. You can think so. Yi Xian said calmly. Although very unwilling, he is helpless now. Because of Qin Tian's combat effectiveness, he realized a new class. Strong combat power, coupled with good scheming and terrible forces. Even he didn't know how to face such an enemy. Ha ha ha. I didn't expect that the dignified Wolf King would actually admit to the enemy. Qin Tian couldn't help laughing. Is that the reason why you didn't find Duan Xiaoyu in the first time? Cut. Yi Xian gritted his teeth. Although he was reluctant to admit it, what Qin Tian said was the truth. He didn't find Duan Xiaoyu the first time, but he felt that this might be a trap. No matter if it is to report to the police or go down a search in private, it is possible to be calculated by Qin Tian. So after several people discussed it, they decided to let him come and find Qin Tian first. Yixian, you are really smart. Qin Tian looked at the protagonist in front of him and couldn't help but admire. If I didn't know that people like you were unwilling to subdue to others, I would all want to take you as a subordinate. Yixian did not answer, because he knew that Qin Tian still had something to follow. Sure enough, it seemed to be to verify Yixian's conjecture. Qin Tian spoke slowly after pondering for a while. Okay, since I've said that for the sake of this, I will show you a clear way. Take your brother and disappear in front of me, where my Qin family property is located. I don't want to see the shadow of your blood wolf mercenary group. As for Duan Xiaoyu, in order to prevent you from making small moves behind your back, I will take care of you instead. I'm on these two conditions. If you agree, then before tonight, the person who brought you will disappear. If you don't agree, please come back. We can continue the previous performance. Yixian's thoughts flew, and after a moment, I want to see Duan Xiaoyu first before making a decision. See? Impossible. I can at most let you talk to her on the phone. Make a phone call? Yixian frowned, then gritted his teeth unwillingly. All right, then make a phone call. Qin Tian raised the corner of his mouth, took out his mobile phone and dialed a number, then asked the bodyguard to pass it to Yixian's hand. Hey, Godfather, is something wrong? F***K, thousand fathers? Hearing this call, Yixian twitched the corner of his mouth. Little fish, it's me, Yixian. Oh, Yixian, are you with your godfather now? From the Qin Tian mobile phone, hearing Yixian's voice, Duan Xiaoyu was ecstatic. Ugh. Yixian's expression was a little unnatural. I want to ask, how are you doing now? Very good. Duan Xiaoyu didn't hesitate to say, Godfather is kind to me. Not only can I live in a villa, but I can also have money to spend. Is that so? But why do you call him Godfather? Because I think it's so fun. He didn't force you? Of course not. Do you think my Duan Xiaoyu is so easy to bully? The two kept chatting about family life. 5 minutes later, Yixian hung up the phone and looked at Qin Tian. Okay, President Qin, I promise your terms. From now on, I, Yixian, promise that I won't appear in front of you again. Ding. The protagonist, Yixian, compromised with the villain. His luck value collapsed. He lost his qualifications as a child of luck. The host gained the villain's value plus 2,000 and grabbed his luck value of 600. Ding. It is detected that the protagonist, Yixian, compromises with the host, and the main story of Yixian is about to collapse. Yixian is very smart. Know what to say and what not to say in this situation. So what he talked about with Duan Xiaoyu was simple homework. During the chat, Yixian learned that Duan Xiaoyu was safe now. She was called Qin Tian Godfather, and Duan Xiaoyu took the initiative to propose it, not Qin Tian forced it. Knowing these 2 points, Yixian was relieved a lot. And Duan Xiaoyu really thought that Yixian and Qin Tian are good friends? The conversation between the two ended happily. Yixian also compromised with Qin Tian, although he was very unwilling to do so, but the Yi family, where 4 masters existed, was defeated. What could he do? You know, Yixian's character is the king of soldiers. What the Bingwang wants is invincible crushing. Although encountering a strong enemy is also inevitable, at the moment he compromised to Qin Tian, his personal design collapsed. Qin Tian is the villain, and the protagonist of the king of soldiers has compromised with the villain. Can people not collapse? If that's the case, then you go. After looking at the system prompt, Qin Tian waved his hand at will. Don't appear in front of me from now on. If you don't walk thoroughly enough, you should know my ability. I understand, but I hope Xiaoyu can grow up healthily. Although Yixian was cynical, he was also considered a person with more empathy in his heart. Before his comrades in arms dying, he not only failed to fulfill his promise. Now Duan Xiaoyu has become a bargaining chip between him and Qin Tian. This made him feel very guilty. So for him now, beauty? He can go to other cities without Qin Tian to find again. But Duan Xiaoyu, he was really worried. This is why he wanted to talk to Duan Xiaoyu just now. Don't worry, with my financial resources, I must take care of it better than you. Qin Tian said lightly. If you still don't worry, I can arrange for you to talk once a month. In that case, Yixian breathed a sigh of relief. Then, President Qin, we will be indefinitely in the future. After saying this, without waiting for Qin Tian's answer, Yixian left Qin Tian's villa directly. Walk slowly, don't give it away. Qin Tian also ignored him and quickly took a look at his system. The system only had a hint that Yixian's chi luck value had collapsed, but there was no hint that Yixian could solve it. Qin Tian didn't know if it was a solution to Yixian, but think about it, should it be solved? Because Yixian's data column hasn't disappeared yet, but the entire data panel has turned gray, with a big red cross hanging in the middle. The direction of the background story and the relationship diagram have all disappeared. This situation is even more serious than Xiao Chun, who also lost his protagonist qualifications. So Qin Tian felt that Yixian shouldn't need to worry about it by himself. Looked at his villain with a value of 7,800. The luck value is 2,900 again. Very good data. The protagonist has villain value. This Qin Tian has known for a long time. However, Qin Tian also paid attention to this thing of seizing luck. In addition to grabbing the protagonist's chance to get luck value. Every time these protagonists' luck value collapses, they can also seize a certain amount of luck. Lin Feng, Xiao Chun, and Yixian are all like this. However, the value of this seizure is still somewhat different. When the protagonist's luck value collapses, the more the remaining luck value, the more he can capture. Just like when Xiao Qin's chi luck collapsed, with 1,000 points remaining, he took 200 points by himself. And this Yixian, with 2,900 remaining, won 600 points by himself. Read more at hotplenovel.xyz. Looking at this capture ratio, it's about 1/5. Do you have any other arrangements besides going to the movies tonight? Gu Qingqing's soul-winning voice pulled Qin Tian back to reality. Regarding what Qin Tian did just now, she was not surprised. So from beginning to end, she didn't say a word. Qin Tian recovered and shook his head. Not for the time being. The company is looked after by Mu Dai, and she has 2 assistants and a female bodyguard. I don't need to meet any big people recently. Therefore, I am very free today. Then go shopping with me? What? Seeing Qin Tian look embarrassed, Gu Qingqing smiled charmingly. Don't worry, I will let you go before you go to the appointment. Oh, really? Ha ha ha. I just like your sensible look. The protagonist has to deal with it, and life has to be enjoyed. Qin Tian always thinks so. Because Yi Xian was in prison some time ago, he has not found any physical problems. But it doesn't matter, he is no longer the protagonist anyway. Even if you find it, it's no big deal. At most, just begging like Yi Chan. Is he still daring to ask him if he can't be blamed? So in the afternoon, Qin Tian didn't think about anything. Basically, I was shopping with Gu Qingqing. Qin Tian is not a Jiaoxi, and there is no bloody incident that pretends to be slapped in the face. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Gu Qingqing, who had been shopping for an afternoon, was very happy. But because Su Yanran's appointment starts at 8 o'clock, the two met to have dinner together at 6 o'clock, so even if she didn't give up, she could only say goodbye to Qin Tian at this time. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. At the entrance of Zhuanyue Hotel, people come and go, and cars are constantly flowing. Su Yanran was stopped by a young man in the lounge area of the hotel lobby. She deliberately put on a light makeup today. Her black and bright curly hair was scattered casually, and her white short-sleeved tulle dress was just at the knee. It is neither too long nor too short. Coupled with her high cold and peerless face, the rate of turning back is as high as 100%. Originally, her dress was specially prepared for Qin Tian. It's just that the young man in front of her makes her feel very unbeautiful. Wei Qingbin, are you following me? Looking at Wei Qingbin, Su Yanran glanced at her eyebrows. Tracking? Don't be so ugly. Wei Qingbin looked proudly. I just want to see who you have dated. Who do I have an appointment with has anything to do with you? Su Yanran's voice was cold, and she didn't show any face to the man opposite. Of course it matters. Wei Qingbin took it for granted. I have liked you for so long, but now you have an appointment with another man? Have you considered how I feel? I'm no one of you. Why should you consider your feelings? You let me go. I won't let. Step aside. I won't let it. Wei Qingbin was a little annoyed. Yanran, as long as you promise to be my girlfriend, your Su family's last billions of gaps, I can go and ask my dad for help. Are you threatening me? Su Yanran glanced at her eyebrows slightly. I didn't. I just... Billions of gaps? What gaps need billions? Changbin wanted to say something, but was interrupted by a puzzled voice. As soon as this voice came out, the two looked back at the same time. However, Qin Tian, who was wearing a white short-sleeved shirt and light blue slacks, appeared in the sight of the two. Now that the weather is hot, Qin Tian's dress is also very young and cool. Coupled with the face after the transformation, people can't tell that this is a 40-year-old uncle. Uncle Qin? Wei Qingbin was dumbfounded, and then quickly reacted. Looking at Su Yanran, Yanran, the person you are dating is not Uncle Qin, right? So what? Su Yanran gave Wei Qingbin a white look, and quickly stepped forward and took Qin Tian's arm. Uncle Qin, the dining location has already been determined. Qin Tian nodded slightly, and then looked at Wei Qingbin. Changbin is here too? Do you want to be together? Okay. Hearing this answer, Qin Tian suddenly wanted to kick this guy out. Lousy is just a casual polite. I didn't expect you to dare to agree. Oh, Changbin, I suddenly remembered that there are only 2 of us today, Yanran and I am afraid it is a bit inappropriate for you to go. How about next time? Wei Qingbin wanted to hit someone, but he thought of Qin Tian's seniority. He really didn't dare to make any excessive moves. Well, Uncle Qin, then I won't bother. Qin Tian nodded slightly, and walked towards the upstairs restaurant under the leadership of Su Yanran. Seeing the two leaving behind, Wei Changbin clenched his fists. Qin Tian. After seeing the two of them walking away, how could he still not understand what was going on? I didn't expect you to choose Qin Tian, but you didn't choose me. I quickly went to a secluded room and took out my mobile phone, quickly selected a number, and edited a text message. Okay, I promise you, but you also have to promise me that Su Yanran will belong to me after it's done. The other party returned in seconds. No problem. Upon seeing this message, Wei Changbin took a deep breath. Yanran, don't blame me. Who told you to choose Uncle Qin rather than me? The rich second generation hates the protagonist because of love. In the end, the protagonist's family broke down and died. Will the rich second generation make such an unreasonable behavior for a woman? This kind of bloody plot is also a routine used in many novels. But even Qin Tian didn't expect that this kind of bloody plot would happen to his villain. Is he a villain? The villain against the protagonist? How could it be targeted by Wei Qingbin, who is also the second generation of the rich villain? But Qin Tian doesn't care anymore now. Anyway, relying on their own strength, soldiers will come to cover the water and earth. It is completely worthwhile. Follow Su Yanran to the couple's private room of Zhuanyue Hotel. There are already beautiful waiters waiting here. Su Yanran was a little embarrassed when the two dated alone for the first time, but Qin Tian, an old driver, didn't care. I directly asked the previous doubts. Billions? What did you just say cost billions? Nothing. Su Yanran's expression was a little unnatural. He is talking nonsense, waiter. Let's serve. Okay, Miss Su. The waiter turned and left, and Qin Tian, who saw the expression of Su Yanran, was a little unhappy. Su girl, do you treat me as an outsider? If you don't tell me, then I won't eat this meal. Hey, don't, Uncle Qin, I said it's not all right. Su Yanran wanted to cry without tears, and when Qin Tian got up to leave, she raised her hand and surrendered. Naturally, Qin Tian didn't really want to leave. Hearing that Su Yanran said so, he turned around and sat down. Then tell me. Actually, it's like this. Su Yanran told the story of the matter 5 to 10. 5 minutes later, Qin Tian frowned. Several processing plants have had fires one after another. Many people have died. Someone took the opportunity to speculate, and took the opportunity to suppress your stocks? Yeah. Su Yanran nodded slightly. Originally, my father and grandpa didn't let me tell you about this matter, but who knows you, Uncle Qin? Why don't you tell me about such a big thing? Qin Tian directly interrupted Su Yinran's words. He has been busy dealing with the protagonist during this time, and has not paid attention to this aspect at all. Grandpa said that he didn't want to ruin the relationship between our two families. Su Yinran lowered her head when she said this. Borrowing money is indeed one of the easiest ways to destroy relationships, and there are two reasons she didn't say. One is that they think they can handle it. Another is that she thought Qin Tian knew about this. After all, this matter was on a hot search some time ago. But now, Qin Tian doesn't seem to know it all? Your grandpa? Hearing this, Qin Tian said in a huff, I think your old man named Su is getting more confused as he gets older. You are not allowed to say that to my grandpa. Su Yinran mustered up the courage. Qin Tian gave her a white look. I'll just say it. You? What are you? He is always confused. So are you and your dad confused with you? Uncle Qin, what do you mean? How much money do you still have? Qin Tian answered unreasonably. In this period of time, investors are very panicked. Su Yinran said honestly, we have already filled in a lot of money, but I think there are 5 billion more. It should be enough. Is that so? Read more at hopfulnovel.xyz. Qin Tian nodded slightly, then took out his cell phone and dialed Moody's phone. Xiao Dai, what are you doing? I'm in Magic City. I just bought Qilu, and I'm going to take a rest tomorrow to buy black stone. Well, there is one more thing I need to do on my side. President Qin, you say? You can contact Su Jingyang of the Su Group and try to transfer all available funds in the company's account to him in the shortest possible time. All? So much money, President Qin. Just in case something goes wrong? If something goes wrong, I am responsible. Qin Tian said calmly. Although the money belongs to the company, private use is a misappropriation of public funds. But as long as it is made up within a certain period of time, there is no problem. What's more, now Qin Tian, together with a few brothers and sisters, owns about 78% of the entire Qin family shares, more than the original Yi family shares. With this absolute controlling right, Qin Tian also has the confidence to move the money. Hearing Qin Tian's words, Mu Dai nodded. Okay, President Qin, I understand. Ding, the heroine Su Yinran has increased her favorability, and the villain value is plus 500. Favorability, 91%. Qin Tian hung up the phone, took a look at the favorability, and then said to Su Yinran, I recently acquired 2 companies and used some money. But the company account should still have 5 billion. Even if it doesn't, it's almost less. If it's not enough, tell me again, and I'll adjust from elsewhere. Qin Tian has 300 million private accounts. Although I spent a lot of money to buy a villa by myself and the raw materials of the pill, the system has also paid a lot of 10 million a day during this period. So Qin Tian is not short of money for the time being. And even if you are really short of money, you can easily get some cash back by simply selling the shares of the Yi family. You know, those shares of Yi family are under the personal name of Qin Tian. That's all real money, and there is no need to distribute money to other shareholders and shareholders. Uncle Qin. Su Yinran looked at Qin Tian affectionately. The emotion in my heart can no longer be described in words. During this time, she clearly noticed that someone was engaging in the Su family. So borrowing money is not easy at all. What's more, how much cash can ordinary rich people have to lend them to make up for the leakage? There can be 300 million and 200 million. That's the kind that has a very good relationship. But now, I just said a few words. Qin Tian gave 5 billion directly? He too believes in himself? Seeing Su Yinran's expression, Qin Tian smiled playfully. Is it very touched? Su Yinran responded softly. Qin Tian picked up the chopsticks on the table at will. Ha ha, eat first. Yi Xian was sent to prison once because of Qin Tian, and also experienced Qin Tian's combat effectiveness. So he voluntarily gave up his protagonist status and left Human. Why does he know Jiang Lian's address and dare not go back to find Duan Xiaoyu? Because he was afraid that Jiang Lian would be bought by Qin Tian and betray him at that time. Once he goes back, it is equivalent to throwing himself into the net. Besides, Jiang Lian only knew that Duan Xiaoyu had been taken away by Qin Tian. Even if he went back, it would be of no avail. As for the police, let's not talk about whether there are other traps in Qin Tian. The fact that Duan Xiaoyu voluntarily left with him was enough to discourage Yi Xian. You report to the police, and then Qin Tian will bite back, saying that you have falsely accused others and damaged his Qin Tian's reputation. Yi Xian had to go to jail again. Don't think this is alarmist. You know, damage to the reputation of an ordinary person and damage to the reputation of the chairman of a 100 billion group are two completely different results. Qin Tian has a professional team of lawyers, and it is really easy to sue him to jail. If he goes in again this time, the military district will not be able to keep him. So Yi Xian didn't dare to gamble at all. The topic was a little far away, and the camera returned to Qin Tian. With the passage of time, the sky gradually darkened. At 7:40 in the evening, Qin Tian and Su Yinran had dinner and appeared at the entrance of the cinema. Because the two were dating, they did not bring anyone other than the driver. Originally, Qin Tian felt that the two people were already very familiar with each other. Going to the movies is nothing more than to increase your feelings. It doesn't matter what the movie is. Didn't expect that Su Yinran was actually a science fiction film? What is called Future Arc? There is an endless stream of people coming to the cinema. Soon the cinema was full. Is this movie so beautiful? Seeing this scene, Qin Tian couldn't help muttering. Because in his impression, unless it is a certain fire movie. Otherwise, it would be pretty good if the movie theater can sit half of the time. Su Yinran smiled. I don't know if it looks good, but I heard that it was a big production by a certain famous director. The girl Chun Mingming, okay, strongly recommended me to watch it. I finally got 2 tickets. Really? In other words, you started preparing a long time ago? West. Ha ha ha, Su girl. Actually, I know what you were thinking, but... Ding, congratulations to the host for solving the original protagonist, Yi Xian, for obtaining the system skill, Qi Luck Tracking, the villain value plus 1000. Before Qin Tian finished speaking, a system prompt popped up. Qi Yun Tracking. The host can lock a child of Qi Yun that has been associated with the host, and the locked child will expose his specific location in your line of sight, and the location system will be updated in real time. Note. Already solved Sons of Luck, not counting, change lock target interval, 72 hours. Chi luck tracking? Can lock the protagonist's location? Isn't this a radar to detect the protagonist? Or the protagonist tracker? Looking at the system prompts and new system skills that popped up suddenly, Qin Tian was extremely surprised. What do you really want? Just come. I quickly studied the usage of this system skill. Click on this skill panel, and a few people's avatars popped up immediately. Currently lockable protagonists: Wang Hao, Xiao Chun, Chen Yong, Lin Yi, Su Chun. Every time you solve a protagonist, in addition to getting 1,000 villains, Qin Tian can also get some special abilities that cannot be drawn in the lottery. The first 2 times are the eyes of the villain of evolution, and this time, he got a special system skill. Qin Tian had been thinking before, if only he could get a skill to lock the protagonist. In this way, you can know the protagonist's movements anytime and anywhere, and make the correct response in time. Unexpectedly, the system prompt to solve Yixian popped up before the movie started. Then the system rewards also popped out. This system is really awesome. He glanced at Yixian's information in the system. The previously gray information has now completely disappeared. In other words, the state that was gray before is the state to be resolved. No need to do anything by yourself, just wait for time. Just like this time period when Li Jun took Lin Feng away from Tumin. It has been resolved, but the final result has not been implemented yet, so his information will turn gray. And now, Yixian should have kept his promise and left Tumin completely, so his information will disappear. Qin Tian nodded thoughtfully. After confirming his idea, Qin Tian began to study the system skills he had just acquired. This Chi luck tracking skill seems to be very useful. Just click on this skill in the system properties panel, and a row of avatars will appear on the right. And there are names below. Easy and fast to use. Now that Yixian is resolved, Yixian will not be counted. So now there are only 5 protagonist avatars in the system. Qin Tian has seen the first 4. Only this Su Chun. Qin Tian has never heard of it. Su Chun. Qin Tian muttered to himself, could it be that kid? He is not a fool. Although he hadn't seen this person, he could guess him according to the system's prompts. The protagonist who has been related to yourself? Relation does not necessarily have to be to meet. So this person is probably the one who uses time to stand still. The other party used time to stand still and almost stopped himself. Isn't this a connection? Uncle Qin, you just said, but what? Su Yanran was a little curious, and some shy voices passed into Qin Tian's ears. She was still thinking about it just now. Sure enough, Uncle Qin had already guessed what he thought. So how will the other party reply to himself? Thinking of this, her heart was like a small deer bumping into each other, and she kept beating faster. Who knows? Qin Tian stopped talking suddenly. This made Su Yanran, who was already nervous, suddenly became curious again. Hearing Su Yanran's words, Qin Tian recovered. Oh, nothing. I just want to say, I know you are interesting to me, but you should also know my situation. There are a lot of girls around me, and I have no plans to remarry for the time being, plus I am so much older than you. You will suffer a lot when you stay with me. Qin Tian's words come from the heart and soul. He is not a gentleman, but he wants to increase Su Yanran's favorability. Read more at hotbullnovel.xyz. He must use the deeds of a gentleman to have a chance. Sure enough, after hearing Qin Tian's words, Su Yanran not only didn't shrink back, but also revealed her heart to Qin Tian. I know what you said, but I still want to try. Oh. Qin Tian gave Su Yanran a surprised look. Although he knew that Su Yanran's affection for herself had risen to 91%, but it is still very rare to be able to say this kind of words from her mouth. Hee, can you tell me what do you like me? This? Su Yanran was speechless, and then shook her head quickly. I don't know. I just like it anyway. What do you like, Qin Tian? She really didn't think about this issue. Qin Tian's money and looks? Surely not. Because there is no shortage of rich and handsome rich second generations around her. Character and ability? It seems a bit. Because she was tempted by Qin Tian for the first time. When Qin Tian hugged her back, not only did not act on her, but also took care of her tenderly and considerately. This made her deeply impressed by Qin Tian. In addition, Qin Tian rescued her father before, and gave her a beautiful pill at the birthday party, which is a wonderful piano skill. Comfort and protect her at Qin Wu's wedding. All the details have become the reason why she likes him. But can you elaborate on this kind of thing? Obviously not. In that case, BBCF, then let's try. Huh? Uncle Qin, are you agreeing? Nonsense, you are such a beautiful girl chasing me. If I don't agree, wouldn't it be incomprehensible? I knew, Uncle Qin, you were the best. Su Yanran happily grabbed Qin Tian's arm. Qin Tian smiled faintly, also called uncle. Hearing this, Su Yanran was taken aback for a moment, then her pretty face blushed. Old husband. Ding, the female protagonist Su Yanran has increased her favorability, and the villain value is plus 500. Favorability, 93%. Qin Tian. Okay, this chick has no emotional experience, so this kind of thing is normal. The president of Iceberg, Su Yanran, is chasing after the big villain Qin Tian? It sounds unbelievable, but Qin Tian's charm value is now 1,500 points. This level of charm value, as long as there is no influence of the protagonist's halo, no woman can resist the charm of Qin Tian. In addition, he used so much favorability in front of Su Yanran. In front of Su Guofu and Su Jingyang, he brushed so many favorability points. So it makes sense for this to happen now. After confirming the relationship, the topics between the two became more frequent. As the two chatted for a while, the movie began. Su Yanran obviously doesn't like science fiction films very much. The reason why I came to see this one was recommended by Chen Mingming. Another is that she thinks Qin Tian can like it. The result was as she expected. Qin Tian did think it was pretty good. Although the plot is relatively cliched, it tells a series of stories happening in the future world. But the special effects inside are so cool. All kinds of explosions, all kinds of high, just the same as real. It can be said that it is more realistic than the reunion and Transformers that Qin Tian has seen. Tisk, it's a big production. It looks really enjoyable. Yes, it's director Lin's film after all. So handsome, this picture. It's so cool that it explodes. Director Lin's film is so awesome. At the end of the movie, everyone was talking about it. They are all admiring the awesomeness of this movie. Only Qin Tian was stunned again. Because the protagonist he can lock onto, there is another person named Lin Mu. Su Yanran told him just now that Lin Mu is the director of this film. Could it be that the director of this film is also the protagonist? I just watched a movie of him, so I have a connection with him? Qin Tian was a little speechless. But now he doesn't bother to complain about the number of protagonists. Anyway, it's right to solve them one by one. Forget it, let's fix this Su Chen first. Su Chen's abilities are very exaggerated and belong to supernatural powers, so there is no problem solving him first. I didn't know the location of Su Chen before, and now there is a protagonist tracker. Qin Tian has to look at this kid's situation first. Ding, the son of Qiyun succeeded in tracking. Target lock this time, Su Chen. Remaining time to change lock target, 71 hours and 59 minutes. Coordinates of Su Chen, son of Qiyun, Xiagua, Yinjing, XX Street, XX Building, Dawang Road, Chaoyang District. The skill of Qi luck tracking is like a protagonist detection radar. It is also like a protagonist tracker. Although the other information of the protagonist will not be displayed above, there is only a name and an avatar. But the specific location of the protagonist is all marked out. There is also an electronic map that includes both himself and the protagonist. There are two huge flashing points of red and green on the map. The green one represents himself, and the red one represents the protagonist. With this, Qin Tian wanted to find the protagonist. It was really too easy. This Su Chen, in Yinjing? Qin Tian raised the corner of his mouth. Uncle Qin, I am very happy today. Out of the cinema, Su Yanran smiled again. No doubt. In order to avoid trouble, Qin Tian corrected her name. And the reason why she showed a smile was not because Qin Tian borrowed her 5 billion, but because she has confirmed the relationship with Qin Tian. No matter how strong Su Yanran is, she is only 24 years old after all. At this age, who is not a young and beautiful girl. So when in front of others, she is an iceberg female president. In front of Qin Tian, she is just a naive little girl. Qin Tian recovered, seeing Su Yanran smile, couldn't help but laugh. Me too. Then we will meet again another day? Can. Uncle Qin will go to the charity auction held in Yinjing in half a month, right? Charity auction? This is not clear. If there is no other itinerary then, I should go. Really? That's great. You remind me when the time comes? Good. The two looked at each other and smiled, and then they got into their own bodyguard's car. It may be the case when the presidents fall in love. They have a lot of things to do on their own, and it is impossible for them to get together every day like ordinary young couples. But on the way home, Su Yanran kept chatting with Qin Tian on WeChat. Qin Tian did not tire of responding. Just when Qin Tian and Su Yanran went back to their villas, bar that never sleeps. After leaving Qin Tian, Gu Qingsheng returned to his own territory. Although she is the boss, she doesn't need to stay up late with other employees. But it is impossible for Qin Tian to accompany her all day. So wandering around in her own place became her only pleasure. More than 10 o'clock in the evening, a woman with a ponytail, white short-sleeved t-shirt, and tight jeans found her in the office. The woman has exquisite features, fair skin, and a heroic air between her eyebrows. Especially this size, the curve drawn by a tight white t-shirt. Oh my god, isn't this an exaggeration? More than my own. I seem to have seen you, that policewoman? Office that never sleeps. Read more at Hotball Novel, XYZ. After making a comparison, Gu Qingsheng said playfully, this woman doesn't wear police uniforms then wears police uniforms. There is more smell. Yes. My name is Lu Ruashi. President Gu, can I use my personal capacity to talk to you? After Lu Ruashi came in, he also carefully looked at the woman in front of him. At this time, Gu Qingsheng was sitting in her office chair, with her legs upright like a queen, holding a red wine glass in his hand, shaking it gently. Gu Qingsheng, because of his age and personal hobbies, dressing is biased towards mature and feminine. This evening is no exception. Tight-fitting green dress with hips, high heels, and long legs. Plus this sitting position, even Lu Ruashi, who had seen many beautiful women before, couldn't help but mutter. This leg is so white and long. Yes, please sit down. Gu Qingsheng pointed to the sofa next to her gracefully. Thank you. Lu Ruashi nodded, walked slowly to the sofa and sat down. Gu Qingsheng looked at Lu Ruashi carefully and said with a playful look, what do you want to talk about? Speaking, she took a sip of red wine, then put the wine glass on the desk. I heard that the underground forces in Tumen are now under your control. Is it true? It's true, but it's just that everyone gives face. How did you do it as a woman? Of course it depends on men. Isn't it normal for women to rely on men in this world? Of course. Gu Qingsheng took out an empty red wine glass from the drawer and put it on the table. Are you going to have a glass? Lu Ruashi declined. No, I will drive later. Driving? Forget it. Gu Qingsheng gracefully put the wine glass back in place. That is the man in your mouth, Qin Tian? Lu Ruashi continued to ask questions. Of course, except for him. Gu Qingsheng smiled charmingly, her voice full of temptation. Is there any other man who can have this kind of ability, right? Officer Lu. You. Lu Ruashi's face flushed. Could you not talk to me in this tone? I am a woman? Gu Qingsheng originally had a charm attribute all over his body, but after taking the beauty pill, this attribute was greatly increased. If Gu Qingsheng did it deliberately, let alone a man, even a woman would not be able to hold it. Ah, hee hee hee. Gu Qingsheng covered her mouth and chuckled. Silver bells of laughter echoed throughout the office. I didn't expect Officer Lu to be shy when facing a woman like me. But, has anyone ever said that your shy look actually beautiful? Mr. Gu, don't be like this. Lu Ruashi's face turned redder. Seeing Lu Ruashi's appearance, the corner of Gu Qingsheng's mouth became more playful. After all, Lu Ruashi believed Yi Xian's words. Although Yi Xian had disappeared in Tumen City, Qin Tian also said that Yi Xian would not be held accountable. But she is a policeman after all. How could she not be curious about such a big thing? That's why she came here to investigate Gu Qingsheng and understand Qin Tian's situation. And don't know why, after Yi Xian said so, she wanted to know more about Qin Tian. It's just a pity that Gu Qingsheng's loyalty to Qin Tian has 91%. Therefore, it is impossible for her to know too much from Gu Qingqing's old fritters. An hour later, Lu Ruashi walked out of Evernight City blushing. At times, her heartbeat was faster than usual. Her thoughts are also very messy, because she didn't understand at all. Why is there no problem with my own orientation, but I can't resist the temptation of this woman Gu Qingqing? Or do you have a problem with your orientation? Lu Ruashi shuddered and shook his head quickly. Drive home, take a bath and sleep without explanation. With Lu Ruashi's departure, at 12 o'clock in the morning, time was still as expected. The whole world fell into silence again. Qin Tian saw that on the electronic map of the system, the red dot appeared outside a nightclub bar in Yinjing, and Su Chan and Yinjing did walk into a bar in front of him. The bartender's cocktail bottle stopped in midair. A good-looking woman is splashing a glass of water on the man's face. The water splashed by the water in the glass floated around, frozen in the air and motionless. Looking at these still people, a wicked smile was raised at the corner of his mouth. Sure enough, time is still coming again. I'm going to make a fortune now. This woman is good, tut. It's a pity that if there is money, there are women. I am only interested in money now. Su Chin lifted a woman's chin and said with some regret. He has just started now. Not so stupid as to spend this precious hour playing with women. Is this man just a little bit of money? Damn, I'm a poor one. Your necklace, mine. This watch is not bad, tut. Rolex? Oh, if it weren't for this time, the bank and the jewelry store were closed, I wouldn't have come to patronize you. I'm so sorry, madam. I like your diamond ring. Time stands still. Except for the rest of the first day, it was at noon when Su Chan was awakened. For the next 2 days, it was exactly 12 o'clock in the morning. In other words, Su Chan still has no way to control this power. He can only use this as a passive skill at present. And just in case, he didn't smash the doors of jewelry stores and banks. He just came to Yinjing's bar and attacked these high-level people in society. Since it was the first time to do this kind of thing, he didn't dare to be careless. Even if he knew that the period of static in the previous few times was an hour, he was just searching for more than 30 minutes and left in a hurry. And also for prevention, he didn't leave either. Instead, I stayed where I was, wanting to see the results after time was restored. An hour soon ends. At first, everyone did not notice any abnormalities. Until... Hey, my dear, my necklace is missing, have you seen it? Inside the bar, a woman in an evening dress with heavy makeup, holding a fat man's hand, he said with a puzzled look. She remembered that she was wearing a necklace on her neck just now. Did not see it. The fat man shook his head casually, and then said lightly, it's just a necklace, just buy it again. No, this necklace is the one you gave me, tens of thousands. Huh? Then hurry up and look for it. Looking for it. Look to see if it has fallen into the cracks of the chair. Both of them were a little confused, and looked around. It's just that the necklace has been taken by Su Chan. How did they find it? Huh, my watch is gone? Ring, where's my ring? Immediately afterwards, 2 people also discovered this situation. With the exclamation of these 2 people, the rest of the bar also became alert. Soon the bar fell into chaos. The music was forced to stop, and everyone checked their valuables. The boss sadly urged out to mediate the conflict. Boss, I didn't see my things in your bar. You have to take full responsibility. Yes, tell me what to do. If you don't give us an explanation, we will call the police. There are different opinions about things being stolen. Don't call the police. The boss hurriedly said, the alarm will affect the bar business. Since everyone has disappeared so many things, let me call you up for monitoring first. Yes, adjust the monitoring. Yes, yeah, adjust the monitoring. Damn, I didn't expect it. Hurry up, what are you doing in a daze? Security, at the door. No one is allowed to leave if nothing is found. Everyone talked again. It was not one person who was stolen this time, but several people. These few people are regular visitors to the bar. There is also a big figure with a good status. So in the face of this sudden situation, everyone can only cooperate. Therefore, to maintain order, call to monitor. What can the supervisor see? Read more at hotballnovel.xyz. See nothing. Su Chun is not stupid. After discovering this ability, he went to buy a pinhole camera and tried it once. The camera simply cannot capture anything during this time period. And the location he was looking for was either a blind spot in the surveillance, or a location far away from the surveillance. Coupled with the ability to pause in time, no one can discover his existence at all. The monitor couldn't see it, and everyone had to call the police in the end. The police arrived soon. It's just that Su Chin's ability is really buggy. Even the detective can't find out why, let alone ordinary police officers. So a special case ended just like that. Su Chan was in the blind spot on the street outside, holding his breath and witnessing the whole process of the incident with his own eyes. In this process, he was very nervous. Because before that, he was just a small employee of a company, a law-abiding citizen. Even if he is bullied by his boss, he dare not complain. So for the first time to do this kind of thing, even if he was fully prepared, he couldn't help being nervous when he saw the police car coming. Fortunately, in the end, it was a surprise. The police car left soon. Take away the bar owner and the customers who want to report the crime. Seeing the police car leaving, Su Chin also let out a sigh of relief. Huh, it seems that I can't be in this place next time. There are too many people stolen, and it's easy to find flaws. Su Chan thoughtfully, after saying this sentence, quickly disappeared into the night. Su Chan is using his own ability to make money, while on the other side, Magic City, family. Because Linny now doesn't know that his identity has been exposed. Therefore, his actions against Qin Tian still did not stop. Looking at the woman wearing a golden yuksha mask in front of him, Yi Wuya was very helpless. Woman wrapped in black Hungarian, short-sleeved leather jacket, ultra-short leather pants and short boots, dressed as a sexy wildcat. But Yi Wuya now didn't dare to have the slightest contempt for this hot-dressed woman. Because the villa is heavily guarded, people who can enter their villa. He must be a very powerful cultivator. Such a person can't afford to provoke him at all. Perhaps this is how ordinary rich people look in front of cultivators. There is no strength to fight back at all. If the other party wants to kill himself now, he can really do it in minutes. Your Excellency rushed to my Ye's house at night. What advice do you have? Yi Wuya is a big man after all, and he can barely maintain his composure in the face of this woman who rushed to the house at night. Mr. Yi, don't be nervous. I just came to understand a little bit of the situation. After I understand the situation, I will naturally leave. The woman's voice is pleasant to the ear, but it is extremely cold. What do you want to know? Yi Wuya had no time to appreciate the voice of the woman in front of him. I just want to know, when Mr. Yi had a conflict with the Qin group of Tumin City, why did Mr. Yi, who was stronger in the end, raise the white flag? Does this still need to be asked? Your Excellency can come to me. I must have already answered. I want more detailed information about the Qin family. There is no doubt that this woman is Lin Yi's junior, the first female assassin of the Shadow League Qiulingxuang. The Shadow League is a killer organization in the practice world. Can Qiulingxuang's strength be weak if she can become the first female assassin of the assassin organization in the cultivation world? Naturally not. Just look at Lin Yi. Several sects were besieged by one person. Even if Qiulingxuang was worse than Lin Yi, he was not much worse. With her skill, it is really easy to sneak into Yi Wuya's villa. But Yi Wuya contributed 30% of Qin Tian's shares for no reason, and he was not very happy with Qin Tian in his heart. Surrendering to Qin Tian is also compelling. Facing the threat of Qiulingxuang at this time, he naturally told Qiulingxuang the information of Qin Tian. This is not a great secret anyway, and it was given when his life was threatened. So even if Qin Tian knew it, he would definitely not say anything. The fact is indeed the case. Because Qin Tian has offended too many protagonists, there are several protagonists he wants to solve, and it is only natural that these protagonists want to solve him. And so, for a family who chose to surrender and lost the protagonist's halo, he didn't have time to bother at all. 10 minutes later, Qiulingxuang left the Yi family villa and at the same time took off her golden yuksha mask. Behind the mask is a very delicate face. Her face is unusually clean, and her skin is fair, shengxue. But because of her expressionless face, people can see a hint of coldness no matter what angle she looks at. She was agile and quickly disappeared into the night. I don't know how long it took. A black off-road vehicle appeared on the streets of Magic City at night. Jingle bell. The phone rang. Qiulingxuang hung the Bluetooth headset on her ear and then pressed the answer button. Lin Yi's voice came from the other end of the phone. Hey, Lingxuang, what's the result of the investigation? Qin Tian is the Grandmaster. What? Lin Yi was stunned. Grandmaster? He originally thought that Qin Tian was just an ordinary cultivator. How could it be a master? You know, in a sect like theirs, among the 10 disciples of the sect, at most only one can become a master. The disciple of the sect is even so. Why can Qin Tian become a master? Which sects? It's not clear yet, but it's just a master. Just leave it to me.